Olá pessoal, este vídeo é o segundo de uma série de 7 que iremos apresentar nas próximas semanas. Os vídeos mostrados foram todos filmados utilizando a revolucionária e absolutamente incrível tecnologia de processamento de vídeo, motionamplification da RDI. Será apresentado pelo CEO e fundador da empresa, Jeff Hay. Acompanhe a Vitec nas redes sociais, LinkedIn, Facebook e YouTube.
Before you can filter, so here we can show, I said you show the overall video motions in the videos, but here we're picking out 3 individual frequencies, and we're only going to show those. We're going to only show those frequencies. And let me give you a little bit of an example. Of that here. This is a video where there are 3 dominant frequencies in the video, and we're going to go through and just kind of demonstrate how with this you can kind of go through and show that you can look at individual frequencies, right? And when you do that, faults manifest at particular frequencies, so it gives you a particular interesting look at it. So here we're going to isolate sort of that one frequency on the pump, and sort of demonstrate how you can isolate that one frequency. And now if you remember the first video that you saw, right, you were seeing that the 2 screens were moving and the pump was moving. Now watch what happens when you play back here. You can see that the only thing moving is that pump. So you can see center of the screen right behind that attention sign. You can see that that pump is the only thing moving, where in the pipe that's connected to it. But again, we filtered out those other things. So if you want to sort of behind the scenes look, there's that's what we're looking at. You can sort of see the motor there along with the pump. You can see all that pipe work, excessive vibration, and then we're going to isolate the individual screens here to show that. So we're going to filter for one screen, and then we're going to filter for another screen. So here's one, and then again, all same data set, all coming from the same one. And so now we're going to go to that second screen. So again, what I wanted to do is just demonstrate sort of the ability to show different frequencies, because it's a very important part of this, just to set up the background. Again, we're showing this overall, this motion of this motor here, and then we can filter for individual frequencies, like the 2 hertz of the band of the output of the gearbox, or say the 25 hertz for the motor, or say something in the background like the 4 hertz on this conveyor that's bouncing in the background, which actually ended up being the real issue here. And then the final thing I wanted to just point out, and then kind of the setup here, is the concept of stabilization. And I talk about this because inevitably this is a question that always gets asked in every presentation I give. So I always make sure I put a slide in, no matter what the topic is, because people say if you're on a move on your shaking ground, what do you do? And so there's some things, passive ways that you can remove it, and that's all good, but sometimes it's just too much even for that. And so there's active ways that you can go in and stabilize. So here you can see this box, and I'm telling that software that box is not moving. What's in that box? That's the ground. And it anchors to that. So it has built-in capabilities, and that's important because even though you can filter out some motion with frequencies, lots of times the ground is a complete transient or broadband noise, and you really need stabilization becomes an important piece. Here I'm just showing a few videos that demonstrate that concept of stabilization. This was on a roof of a building, and so of course you're going to get vibration. And the ground's gonna shake because you're on a moving sort of platform, which is the roof. So again, just kind of walking through this setup, and then now we'll get into the sort of the meat of the presentation.
Agradecemos a atenção dada ao segundo vídeo desta série que iniciou na semana passada. Na próxima semana, apresentaremos um vídeo onde Jeff faz uma demonstração ao vivo salientando a capacidade do software. Na era da indústria 4.0, A Vitec disponibiliza as mais avançadas tecnologias de monitoramento online, como análise de óleo, vibrações e motores elétricos, que integradas permitem acompanhar o desempenho das plantas em tempo real e à distância. Acompanhe-nos nas redes sociais, LinkedIn, Facebook e YouTube, onde disponibilizamos palestras, trabalhos técnicos e vídeos para sua atualização.